Hi, just about managing to give a little video. As I say, for some unknown reason I've had a horrible cold. I think it was due to a visitor I had when she was checking my wolfram levels. As the only explanation it can be. I don't normally get colds, but I've got one now and I feel like death warmed up. Anyhow, not to worry. Hoping this video turns out okay. It's another phone I picked up upstairs. Of course, it goes back quite a few years. This is obviously one of the more modern ones. You can say the name there. It's GTE Automatic Electric. You think of automatic electric, or at least what I think of automatic electric, is the pot belly. I saw one of those in the 60s, I think it was 60s. Unfortunately, the person that owned it was murdered, which is not very nice. But he had his pot belly on show on his mantelpiece. Made by Automatic Electric, and the different type of dial, a much larger dial. These potbelly phones are very rare. No, I haven't got one. I wish I did, but I haven't. Though I can always remember the one he had, and unfortunately the way his life came to an end, which was horrible. Anyhow, getting back to this little phone, this is the one Automatic Electric brought out as a competitor to the 500 type used by Western Electric or Bell. It is distinctly different. I don't know the actual number, can't seem to see a number, can't see any dates either. This one is obviously an earlier one, because I think the later ones had a plastic base, but this has got a nice metal base. I've taken the dial out so you can see what's underneath. You've got the network board under there with all the bits. The dial is quick release actually. It just clips back into these two supports. And there's the side of the dial. Oh, a job getting the stuff lined up. I don't know whether I'm getting too old or what, I don't know. But I must admit, of today and well, last week, I felt like death warmed up. So I suppose it's one of the burdens I've got to put up with. Also, you'll notice the finger stop and the 0 is spaced, and this is exactly what you would find. The label on the front is stuck on. I left it on area code 309 with a number. General telephone, GTE. And what you would expect to find with an automatic dial is an automatic dial. And there we have one. This design was very popular. As I've said before, it was used on British phones by Automatic Electric of Liverpool. Also, the phones that they exported or modified to India, ITI, India Telephone Industries, had this same type of dial. It's quite a well proven dial. You've got it's basically simple as well. There's no covers on it, that's as it comes. You've got their trademark on the side there. I know it's upside down. Automatic electric, no, it's around the right way. And the spring sets, your off normals are those ones there, and your pulsing springs are those ones. It is, I think, one of the better dials, and it's all in metal, not a bit of plastic anywhere in sight, which is also good to see. Anyhow, let me mention something else. This is something that came up on someone I was talking to during the weekend. I just assumed that everyone knows these things. Unfortunately, they don't. So if I can add stuff on here which would help, it would definitely help. Now, these bells are obviously operated on AC, and it's a single, this bell's a single coil, or unicoil, monocoil, it's one coil. It looks like it's being modified. There was 3 wires going to it, but the one at the top there's been cut off for some unknown reason. I don't know why. Anyhow, these have to have, or they appear to have a bias spring. And I just mentioned that on the person I was talking to. It caused quite a stir, I think. Anyhow, there's the bias spring. It's actually nothing more than a wire. And the idea of that taking it off, the bell doesn't go back. So you put a wee bit of tension on there and the bell will go back. And if that's not working, the bell don't ring, and it can cause a lot of confusion. So if someone's had this problem where the bell doesn't ring, or it rings intermittently, check that tension spring. It's just a thin wire, and it's on the 500 type of Western Electric phones, and quite a few other phones. So it's worth knowing that. Anyhow, going back to the innards of this phone, you can see you've got your anti-side tone induction coil. It's a transformer. These were well made actually. Your cradled springs. Let's see what else I can mention on there. It looked like this bell set might have been renewed at some time, because there's a label on there which looks a bit newer than the rest. So it could have been. The loudness is controlled on the bass. I'll show you the underneath. It's a bit different. I'm just hoping I can keep this talk going, and I feel fit enough to not have to sit down. Anyhow, I'm going to turn that over. There are times I wish I had an extra pair of hands, but I haven't. There's the bass. There's the adjuster for the ringer. It's more or less a very similar bass to the 500 job. The screws are just one screw at the top there, and the other end here is held in by a little bit of plastic. So it's They seem to have cheapened it down on that. Both the transmitter and receiver are not like the Bell versions. Once again, I checked if there's any dates on it, and there isn't. Very unusual, actually. Don't even know. I looked on the dials to see if there's a date. Either I just can't see it, or I don't know where to look, but it doesn't seem to be there. Anyhow, that's more or less it. Hope you enjoyed. I'm going to put this on YouTube and go and sit by the fire, because I have not been warm once during this winter. So if anyone else is on Wolfram, it makes you freezing cold, and I can be honest, I have not been warm this whole winter. I'm wrapped up like a blooming Eskimo. But not to worry, there's the case. As I show the inside of the case, it's a well made case. No diagram, but I can probably find the diagram. Yeah, that I think is more or less it. Thanks for watching. I'm going to crawl in the dark corner and feel like dying at the moment. Don't get this bug, it's horrible. It's not COVID, it's just a cold. Whenever I get colds, which is rare, very rare, I get nasty ones. And when someone's given it to me, like this person, she's the only person that's I've been in contact with, so I've got to blame her. Can't blame anyone else because there was nobody else. Anyhow, thanks again for watching. Don't know what I'll put up next, but we'll sort another phone out. Anyhow, thanks for watching. This is the let's get the name right, GTE Automatic Electric. Unfortunately, I don't know the number of this phone, so if anyone does know the number, let us know. Thanks again for watching. Thank you.